안녕하세요 from Korea. Welcome to Next Matchup. Today we're cooking 바지락 칼국수. 바지락 칼국수 is clam noodle soup. So we've got these here, fresh clams, and we're going to use our noodles, which are kalguksu, and there are these delicious noodles right here. Look, it's pretty simple. Let's get started. We want to get as much flavor from these ingredients as possible, so there's a few things to prepare. The first and most important is getting the sand out of our clams. These are fresh clams, they're alive, right? And they've been sucking up all that sand and grit from the sea, so soak them in some water with about a half tablespoon of salt, and then cover it with something that's going to make it dark and put in a dark place. And the clams will love that and they'll get rid of all that grit. That's going to take about an hour, so slice up your vegetables while you're doing that. I'm also going to add some pre-sliced green pepper and green onion. That's not shown here though. Now you don't need to add this red pepper. It adds a beautiful little bit of spice to it, but it's totally optional and not everyone likes a spicy kalguksu. Our clams are ready after an hour. So strain them, get rid of the water, and add 4 cups of clean water in with 1 tablespoon of cooking wine. We're going to boil this until they open up and keep all of that water because it's got flavor from the clams in the water. We're going to use that for our broth. And speaking of the broth, we're actually about to make this now. So put the water to the side and let's get these anchovies sorted. Remove the heads, remove the guts, because that'll add a bitter taste. If you've ever had it when you've kept the heads in, you'll know that there is a slight difference to the flavor of the broth. Fry them up in the pan, that will get rid of that sort of fishy smell. Then add another 4 cups of water and some dried kelp here, this Dasima. Add about enough to cover your hand twice, depending on how you buy it packaged. Once that's boiling, you can see that beautiful yellow color. That's exactly what we want, and that's full of flavor. That is going to be delicious, and it smells so good. Now we add this with our clam broth from earlier, and you've got a fantastic base for your soup, for your kalguksu. Put in those vegetables, and this is an important one, and one I didn't do well. The kalguksu noodles are covered in flour usually when you buy them, so give them a wash. I thought this would be washing enough, but honestly I should have probably washed them a little bit more. So maybe run them under the tap would be a better idea, because these are still covered a little bit in flour, and it did thicken the sauce more than I wanted it. So you'll see it start to thicken up. I've added the noodles, and yeah, it's a little thicker than I would have liked. I would have probably wanted clearer broth with a less sort of milky color to it, but that's okay, it still tasted great. We're pretty much finished. You don't want to cook it much longer. Once you've added that green onion and the red pepper and green peppers, it's done. Turn off the heat and it's ready to serve. So this was very delicious. Now I mentioned earlier that I added that red pepper in. It gave it a beautiful little spice flavor to it. That was so good. But I do admit it was a little spicy, and not everyone enjoys spicy kalguksu like I do. For serving, just put it all in a bowl and serve it up. It will taste fantastic. And it's great to have the shells of that clam. It's very strange to have that, but it just shows how fresh these things are. They've come straight from the packet. They're live clams that we've cooked up. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you try this one out at home. Let me know what you think in the comments. And of course, if you like it, like and subscribe. See you next week. 안녕히 계세요.